Hello, welcome back to the channel. WWE Backlash 2024 was a couple days ago at this point. I'm a little late to this because the thought of getting up from my couch for a day or two was overwhelming. So regardless, we're here now. I asked WWE fans on Twitter, mainly just people who follow me on Twitter, a bunch of different questions about Bad Blood. We're going to go through it. This is like kind of turning into a series if you didn't, pick up on that. WWE polls, it's in the whatever. Okay, first question. Should CM Punk have beaten Drew McIntyre? 84.5 said yes, with 15.5% saying no. I'm with the majority here. Again, this isn't going to super go in depth analyzing the matches, saving that for the podcast, but I think it's interesting to see what the fans think kind of coming right off it. And I agree. I think CM Punk was the right call. I do understand, there is the argument of, well, Drew's the younger, I'm not even sure how much younger he is, but he's like the newer guy or whatever. But I don't know. I think Punk winning the grudge match, they were 1-1. This is like the big blow off. The feud's kind of ending. I wouldn't be surprised if Drew takes some time off. And then this projects CM Punk into the next storyline. Keep in mind, he's been back forever, but because of his injury, this is his first real feud. Seth Rollins is back. The world title has an opportunity to maybe competed for. There's a lot to go on here from Punk. I think Drew deserves some time off and a nice vacation. So good to see people are happy with that. Moving on to a more controversial match, or result, I guess I should say. Should Damian Priest have beat Finn Balor? Wow. 39.6% said yes, 60.4%, the majority said no. I'm actually kind of shocked by this. I understand it. Again, we talked about this on the podcast where we want Finn Balor to be Finn Balor again, right? He has been heavily featured on TV. He's got the tag titles. He's with the Judgment Day. Now he's even like the leader. Even though they don't have any leaders, there's the leader of the Judgment Day. So he's featured, and that's great. He's on TV and he's wrestling. But where's Demon Finn? Where's the guy fighting for the WWE Championship? He should be in the World Heavyweight title picture, right? I get, maybe primes are past, which I don't even agree with. I'm just kind of trying to justify, the results, which I'm not even mad at the result. I don't think Damian winning is bad because Terror Twins are on a roll. Judgment Day hasn't been dominant, and people see that as a problem. I don't think it's super a problem. I don't think they should turn into a comedy troupe. But especially with Rhea losing later in the night to Liv, even though it was a screwy whatever, and we'll get to that. I think having at least one Terror Twin win, Damian and Rhea are both both parts of the most dominant duo. They're definitely more dominant than Judgment Day. I don't think that's crazy. But with all of that said, like I said, I do see the beef with Finn Balor losing. It would have been a solid heel win. It would have made sense. Finn's pretty justified in his argument, and regardless, it would have put Finn above or gave him a win over a recent world champion, right? So I don't know. I don't agree that Damian shouldn't have won, but I don't think Finn winning would have been bad. I don't know which one I prefer, but it's interesting to see the majority is swaying toward the Finn side. Okay. Should Nia Jax have retained over Bayley? 78.3% say yes, and 21.7% say no. This is good to see. I think Nia Jax, maybe I talked about this before, but Nia Jax does get some unwanted hate. So I'm always nervous that just because it's Nia Jax, she'll get no, she should have lost it and blah, blah, blah. She looks solid. Both of them look solid. They had an all right match. I do think this made sense. Do I wish this was a triple threat? That's not even part of this argument, but a triple threat with Naomi would have been cooler. I do think the whole Tiffany involvement, I think Tiffany should have cashed in. That's my real, I don't think I asked that as a question, but I think that was the moment for Tiffany to cash in. I really do. Regardless, there's more story to be told there with Tiffany and Nia. Bayley had the title fairly recently. I do want to see Bayley kind of get back in that spot, but Nia's been solid. Nia's been great. Again, I'm sounding like a broken record and echoing what everyone else is saying, but since Nia's return, she's proved herself that she's been better and getting better. So I think this is a solid retain. It's a huge win over Bayley. I mean, Bayley is one of, if not the best wrestler in the company. I'm going EO, but you know what I mean? She's up there. But yeah, that's good to see. Next question, next poll. Should Liv Morgan have retained, regardless of interference that happened, parentheses Raquel, over Rhea Ripley? A little more than 2/3, with 67.5% say yes and 32.5% say no. This is interesting. In the predictions, I had Rhea. I thought it would have made sense for Rhea to get her comeuppance. However, with so much interference, and it is the Judgment Day, with Raquel coming in, Dom being in the shark cage. There was a lot of silliness. I think Rhea would have benefited more, or will benefit, with a more serious match and a dominant win. So it kind of does make sense in hindsight for like Liv to get the cheeky win off the DQ, even though apparently the ending was a little botched. Apparently, what I'm hearing is Raquel was supposed to still cause the same interference, but like behind the ref's back. But like the ref saw it and they weren't going to just like brush over it as if the ref didn't see it. That's why like at the end, she pulled Liv on top of Rhea and it was supposed to be the count. So like the result was supposed to be the same still with a retain, but instead of the DQ causing the retain, it's supposed to be a Liv dub. You know what I mean? Anyway, in the books, it is a Rhea dub. I understand the split on this. I think either way, I don't really have a hard stance on it. I do like Liv's run a lot. And I think her and Dom are so entertaining. So title stays on her. Rhea can keep up the chase, and well, now Raquel's involved, so maybe we'll do Raquel, Rhea. Maybe Raquel will do a turn again to face blah 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 blah. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff to go on here, but yeah, I'm not mad at either result, or I was one result. All right, next one. Should Roman and Cody have went over the new bloodline? 79.8% say yes and 20.2% say no. This is a pretty clear yes to me. I see the no argument where we did have The Rock at the end. Maybe there was speculation. I think even we were speculating on the podcast. Maybe The Rock comes in, does more of an interaction, causing Cody and Roman to lose, and that sparks the thing. But again, at the end of the day, it's Cody and Roman teaming up to main event the pay-per-view. They're gonna get the huge dub. So yeah, I don't have much else to say about this. I think it was obvious that the new bloodline was gonna lose, and then we got that crazy ending. So, but I think boom. It seems like Goldberg is getting involved again. Is this a positive or a negative? 32.2% say positive, 67.8% say negative. That's the majority. Yeah, I mean, I'm always in the camp of we'll see what they do. Raw's tonight, 2 hours. Thank God. Woke up in a better mood because of that. So we'll see. I'm hearing speculation or even just sensing a nervousness with the Gunther and Sammy match, because obviously Gunther is the other side of this coin that's involved. Is Goldberg gonna cause the Gunther loss and he loses the title, and then we do Gunther Goldberg at Crown Jewel? That's the first thing I thought. Once I saw Gunther and Goldberg interacting in the same segment that established it was going to be champion versus champion at Crown Jewel, and they're talking about Crown Jewel, one of these men aren't currently a champion, so they can't do these two champion versus champion. So what's to happen here? I don't know. I guess I'm in the negative side. We saw what happened with, The Fiend and, what was it, Taker, or, I don't know, some other Goldberg matches. I'm not necessarily excited about it, but, I'm letting Hunter cook. Chef Hunter letting him, I don't know. We'll see. Did WWE nail the return of The Rock? 66.7% said yes. 33.3% said no. Pretty thirds, nice clean thirds split here. I think they nailed it. My guess for the no is that maybe they wanted more of an interaction. Maybe they wanted him to get physical. Maybe they didn't want to see him back. I don't know. I guess that's the problem with the yes and no's. There are some replies. What are the replies? Someone said really more of an on this one. Didn't like it overshadowing Jimmy's return, but wasn't done poorly. Okay. Someone said it was good. I feel like they could have held it off till SmackDown. No, I mean, it's a pay-per-view, so I don't think that's crazy. There was rumors, of course, of him returning. I don't think there was anything solidified. You did have the Pat McAfee thing, which I'm on the record saying I didn't love the Pat McAfee leak or tease or whatever. I think that kind of took some wind out of the sails, but I think it was great. I mean, him just standing there, the little at the end, like the throat fucking thing, I thought it was good. I don't know. I could see people's like, that was it with it, but I don't know. We'll trust the process. All right, last few we'll go through here with everything that happened. Now, hindsight 2020, what do you think should have main evented? Roman and Cody with The Rock return, or CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre in Hell in a Cell? Actually, I haven't seen this before right now. Actually, I'm surprised. I'm not surprised. 77.4% said Drew and Punk should have main evented, while 22.6% say Roman and Cody are still justified main eventing with The Rock returning. The Rock returned. I don't think you can have that to close the show. I guess the argument is that you could have had The Rock involvement different or push it to SmackDown like some people were saying. I don't know. If The Rock didn't return, I'm fully in agreement that Punk and Drew end the show, especially with the Punk win. I think it would have been a really, really good ending. With that said, though, you did have The Rock, Roman Reigns, and Cody Rhodes closing your pay-per-view. I think you kind of tie your hands at that point. You kind of have to do that. So I understand it, but I do also appreciate people sticking up for, Punk and Drew and being like, no, this was the main event. So I get it. But going on first isn't, they call it the second main event, or they don't call it that, but you know what I mean? It's important. Going back to the Crown Jewel stuff, champion versus champion for men and women at Crown Jewel for the new Crown Jewel Championship was announced. Just simply, do you like this concept? 11.3% said they like it, 47.6% said they dislike it, and 41.1% are pretty neutral. I think I'm following the neutral category. Crown Jewel, the event has its, obvious problems we don't really need to get into. It also has the problems of, like, before it was just kind of like exhibition, non-canon shows, and they started to change that. And now they're doing champion versus champion, which I like. They do on Survivor Series, or they used to do it on Survivor Series, but it takes even more stakes away because ultimately champion versus champion doesn't really do anything. It doesn't really progress any storyline like 9 times out of 10. And also they don't need, they keep doing these like Crown Jewel or Super Show or whatever trophies and whatever. And I would have preferred a tournament, maybe do some sort of cool tournament. Someone said maybe do like a G1 climax, but for WWE. I don't know. It's fine. The belt's giant. It's cool looking, but it's massive. But yeah, I'm in the neutral. I understand the dislike. It seems like it might even be a show to skip. I mean, if you're, in terms of like story progression, I'm sure the matches will be good depending on who's the champions going in. I don't know. But saved this for last. Overall, with all that said, did you enjoy WWE Bad Blood 2024? And a resounding 86.7% said yes, with a 13.3% saying no. I've seen criticisms that maybe there's too many run-ins, too many shenanigans. Almost every match had interference, if not everyone, I guess besides the Hell in a Cell. I get it, but it felt like a big B show. It felt like a really important B show, and I appreciate them not just saving like a Rock return for the big four. You know what I mean? I feel like they've been off that for a while, but ultimately, I'm in the yes camp. I really liked it. I thought it was a great show. Tune in this Thursday for the podcast, see our real, like, in-depth, like, thoughts on the matches and everything. But, there was some highs, there were some lows, there were some mids, but, like, overall, had a fun ride. I think, what was it? The runtime was, like, 3 hours, 3.5, 3:20, something like that. So, for what it was, I really liked it. I had a good time. Hell in a Cell match was unbelievable. The Rock return. So, good time had by all. And that's it. That is this conclusion of this WWE polls. Let me know what you think. I'm thinking of doing this for every like pay-per-view and kind of gauging, how people felt, and then we talk about it here. Let me know if you like this idea. Let me know if you like this series. Maybe we add like Reddit comments to this we did on one. I don't know. Give me your thoughts. Appreciate you being here. Please subscribe. Please turn on the bell for notifications. Please leave a like. All of that stuff. I got a bunch of new stuff coming down the pipeline. Very exciting. Thank you for being here. All right, we'll sign off. Raw's on tonight. So this is a little precursor to Raw, I guess. Okay. Thank you. Bye.